Egypt is the site of one of the oldest civilizations in the world. The country was once ruled by the mystical pharaohs. Later, the country was also an important outpost for the Greek and Roman empires. The city of Alexandria was founded by Alexander the Great himself in 332 BC. Needless to say, Egypt is a haven for tourists seeking stunning archaeological ruins and landmarks from the world's classic civilizations of yore, set against the backdrop of the Sahara Desert and the ancient river Nile that add a mystical charm to these places to visit in Egypt, Africa. Wondering about the best time to visit Egypt? Fret not, as it is a year-round destination. Here is a short Egypt travel guide to the most popular Egypt tourist attractions that you must visit during your holiday here. Top 10 places to visit in Egypt. 1. Pyramids of Giza. The 3 pyramids, which house the tombs of ancient pharaohs, are one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Located on the Giza Plateau, the pyramids are the only wonder to have remained intact over thousands of years. The Great Pyramid, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu, is 138 meters high and is open to tourists via the Robbers Tunnel. The limestone Sphinx structure is also part of the same complex. The Pyramids Complex of Giza is the jewel of Egypt tourist attractions and one of the most popular Egypt sightseeing places. 2. Valley of Kings. Located on the east bank of River Nile, Luxor was the site of the ancient city of Thebes and is one of the most popular Egypt tourist spots. Hailed as the world's largest open-air museum, Luxor is best known for the Valley of Kings that houses rock-cut tombs of ancient pharaohs. Famous ancient kings such as Tutankhamun and Amenhotep were buried here. Although there are about 63 tombs that have been excavated, only a small number is open to tourists. Tutankhamun's tomb, called the KV62, has a separate entry charge. One of the most haunting places to see in Egypt for sure. This is amongst the famous places in Egypt. 3. Islamic Cairo. The Islamic Cairo district in the capital of Egypt is filled with medieval mosques, monuments, and madrasas, and is one of the foremost Egypt tourist attractions. The Mosque Madrasa of Sultan Hassan is an impressive example and visible reminder of the Islamic heritage of this beautiful city. If you delve deep into the part near the walled city, you can also find workshops and artisan families that have worked there for a millennium, making it one of the best places to visit in Egypt. 4. Citadel of Saladin. One of the many places in ancient Egypt to be declared UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the citadel was built by the famous Ayyubid ruler Saladin to protect the Cairo and Fustat, the first Egyptian capital under the Caliphate, against crusaders. The huge fortification is lined by several watchtowers and houses several stunning mosques and the Well of Joseph inside. The Al-Nasir, Sulayman Pasha and the Al-Gawara Palace Museum are 3 places that are a must for Egypt sightseeing tours in Cairo. 5. Egyptian Museum. The ancient cities of Egypt have been excavated to reveal temples, palaces, and tombs that are thousands of years old, and you may wonder where all the fabled treasure went. After all, the Egyptians were famous for burying their dead with all kinds of things: gold, golden artifacts, books, and so on. Worry not, because the Egyptian Museum is that dream come true. The pyramids tell you only half the story, the other half is housed in this biggest Egypt collection in the world, including the famous excavation from the tomb of Tutankhamun, making it one of the most spectacular Egypt places to visit. 6. Bahariya Oasis. The Bahariya Oasis came to the limelight in 1996 when a massive burial site with over 30 tombs was discovered here. The site contained around 250 golden mummies dating back to different periods of time throughout history. The site also holds the ruins and remnants of the Temple of Alexandria. Other than being found as a burial ground for mummies, Bahariya also acts as a major agricultural center for Egypt, famous for its wine production even till date. Some of the famous attractions in and near Bahariya include the White Desert and the Crystal Mountain, both known for their odd geological structures that tend to fascinate visitors. 7. Saqqara Necropolis. Saqqara Necropolis is a vast ancient burial ground in Egypt. Located on the west bank of the Nile, this is one of the most famous Egyptian historical sites and a part of UNESCO World Heritage Site. Step Pyramid of Saqqara is one of the best attractions at this place. Saqqara Necropolis has gained huge number of visitors due to the myths and historical facts attached to this place. Eight. Fort Kate. Take a walk around the long shorefront of Corniche Road to witness the beauty of the magnificent Fort Kate. Guarding Alexandria's eastern harbor since 1480, this miniature fort is actually an alternative to the pharaohs' lighthouse. This fort was built to protect the Egyptian port from intruders, and at present day it's just a monument which reflects the past of the city. The inside of the fort features stone-walled chambers, and one can take a panoramic view of the Mediterranean Sea by climbing at the top of the fort. 9. Siwa Oasis. Siwa is nearly 350 miles away from Cairo, east of the Libyan border. Siwa Oasis is one of Egypt's best western desert oases with its thousands of palm trees and gorgeous hot springs. A beautiful green lake sits among this ocean of yellow sand, but Siwa has more than just breathtaking sceneries, it carries a culture of its own. Local habitants of Siwa actually speaks their own language, which is more like the language spoken by the Berber, desert people from further west, than the Egyptian Arabic spoken in the rest of Egypt. 10. Sinai. It's located between the Mediterranean Sea in the north of Egypt and stretching out to the south of the Red Sea. A huge part of ancient Egyptian civilization, Sinai consists of a peninsula being the only part of Egypt to be categorized as part of the Asian continent. A highly visited destination among tourists, the Sinai carries so many secrets of ancient Egyptian civilization. With a vast territory of 60,000 square kilometers, Sinai is a mix of a red desert, surrounded by gracious mountains formation and turquoise water with sand beaches.